This little MK in today. It's only in for a set of rear brakes, and the customer supplied the rear brakes, so it should be a straightforward enough job. The rear of this is using Sierra diff and brakes and Sierra shafts. The whole back end of it's pretty much like a Ford Sierra, and the rear brake calipers were a bit sticky, they were seasoned. So the customer actually supplied new calipers, so I'm just going to change the calipers on both sides. It was the quickest and easiest thing to do. One thing I am noticing is this sits on here like that. It looks like the correct caliper, but it's upside down. So the bleed nipple is on the bottom and the brake fluid's going into the bottom. I wonder how easy that's going to be to bleed. To bleed the caliper, I have to take the caliper off and turn it up the right way around, because at the minute it's upside down, the bleed nipple's at the bottom. So put it up the right way around, bleed it off the car, and then put it back down onto it to bleed it properly. I think the reason why it's upside down is the handbrake cable comes into the top here, and if the caliper was upside down, the handbrake cable would be coming down here and interfering with this and probably down nearly touching the road. So the only way to really do it is put it on upside down like that. I presume that's the reason. Okay, good.
It's very solid there now.
I was looking around the old brakes, and one thing I noticed was, see these little, it's like a little locating nipple on each pad that locates into these little grooves in the caliper. One of them, this one here, is damaged. It's all compressed on one side, and if you look at the pad, it's all worn, wonky. It's like a V, it's worn much more on this side. So that obviously was sitting funny in a caliper here, sitting not in one of the grooves, sitting on the caliper, because the customer was saying that he was getting binding in the brake sometimes and it was sticking on. So this pad must have been sitting in there like that and wearing sideways, and as the pad was coming out it was probably twisting. So that was probably a bit of his problem he was having. I'll go for a spin in the car now next, once it stops raining, and make sure everything's okay.